How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Aftercast, the late night Transformers podcast. I'm your host, James Victory Saber 77. We're going to have a really good show for you today. Got some guests here. If we want to start off introducing yourselves, we can go with Josh.
Oh, bullcrap.
Hey, what's up, guys? You can find me, G1Hexatron, on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. That's where I'm going to be, sending out a bunch of pictures on my personal Instagram of the BotCon reveals and deal rooms and different stuff like that. That's pretty much me, except for the CCN stuff. I guess you'll take care of that, James.
Not now, not that you just called it out. Yes, I will. I will.
Okay,
do that.
well, if you want to. Okay. All right.
You're up, Dalton.
I'm Dalton. You can find me on YouTube at Daltonians TF Reviews, and on Twitter at Daltonians TF95. And I will be also taking videos and photos at BotCon. I won't be posting on my Instagram because my phone's kind of crappy, so I'll just post them on Twitter, so you can find them there.
Okay, cool. Chris.
Oh, what the hell?
As you can probably gather, my name's Chris, and you can find me there on YouTube, Facebook, and I promise I'm not drunk and I'm not really tired. I've just got hay fever, so I look like crap. But hey, I'll try. But yeah, seriously, check it out. You might like it.
All right, so Chris is drunk. All right, we'll go with Dakota.
I use Dakota, and I'm PrimalSabbath at everything, and I ain't filming shit at BotCon. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm Dakota. I'm PrimalSabbath, Dakota, PrimalSabbath, BotCon, film stuff, PrimalSabbath.
Charles, you're up.
I'm Charles. You can find me on Twitter at Optimus4Prez, and Xbox Live is AutoCon365.
All right, and our community stuff is our YouTube page is Cybercast Network. Go over there, like our stuff. We're also, and be a subscriber, but we're also, like what Josh said in the Cybercast, if you guys saw it or not, we're going to have a lot of the BotCon exclusives over there. Right now we have ACON exclusive videos. Check it out, but we're going to have a lot of stuff that deals with BotCon, panels, dealer room, exhibits, just us interacting with other Transformer fans. I mean, it's going to be great. So check that out. Check out our website, www.cybercastnetwork.com. We're also going to have a lot of the pictures and a lot of the information over there also. We also stream this live over there. And follow us on Twitter, CybercastNet. Don't have the work in there, but it's CybercastNet. Get all your news quickly with our Twitter feed, and also like our Facebook page, Cybercast Network. And someday we'll have the Instagrams, I think. But I'm going to start posting stuff over there. But anything else that I missed? Do we have any other...
May or may not have video and or photography of the custom class. May or may not.
Dakota will make that happen, so I'm guaranteeing you that right now.
So punch somebody that's like running that thing in the face. I want video and pictures. I just want to remember it.
All right. But we also have a contest going on also. You get a free Cybercast Network shirt if once we happen to hit all these little benchmarks, which we have except for the members. We need to hit 100 members on the CybercastNetwork.com page, website, and we will be sending out a free shirt. Doesn't matter where you live in the world, we will get it to you free of charge. Awesome shirt and such. But all right, so
wearing one.
Charles, Chuck,
And
right on, and Dalton. Yes, let's not forget Dalton. And keep it clean today, Dalton. All right,
oh my God.
just keep it clean. That's all I ask.
Get stanky.
Oh God.
All right.
One of them guys.
So that's all I ask. And you guys want to talk about anything from previous topic show that we kind of went over BotCon? I mean, the theme today is going to be BotCon. So, but any other stuff? I mean, did you see anything? Did you guys watch Cybercast? Is there anything on the Cybercast as far as news related that you guys want to kind of go over? Excited about?
I am thoroughly excited about Star Saber. I really want to get that. That just want it.
Want it?
But, far as Hasbro stuff, the Protective Bots is just a complete waste of effort. It just, I don't see the point in it. I mean, it's such lazy repaints.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, I would if.
You got to remind Dalton he's got to keep it clean.
We're here, yeah, we're here for you, Dalton. But I will.
I'll just say that, you know, taking Prime, you know, the Beast Hunter's Prowl and just replacing all the black with blue is not very good effort.
They basically got the BotCon treatment.
Yeah. But at least with BotCon, you actually get real fiction, not just a one-sentence description of the characters. You know, there's actually a limited number, so...
True.
I can side with BotCon more than crappy repaints. And, you know, they pulled in figures from, you know, 3 different lines. Technically 4 if you count Beast Hunters with Prowl, but it's still part of the main line. I mean, using Blaster as Blaze just does not work. Same with Grapple as a red hotspot.
Yeah.
I've also got a couple of other little tips for people. Like, what, you know, that's been my first convention, and, you know...
You're talking BotCon right now?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Those are like tips on... Okay. Cool.
One thing you don't want to do, especially if you've never been in a town like this, is don't go anywhere by yourself. Have someone with you, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, just, you know, don't be the guy that steals from booths or from the kids' play area, you know, at the convention. That's
Well,
just...
Dalton, you're not allowed to play there anymore, are you?
We're gonna have to keep an eye on
I'm just saying that there's been reports of people just walking up and grabbing the figures out of the, you know, they've got figures set aside for kids to play with, and people just come up, snag them, and walk off.
Oh, that's a low blow.
That's yeah.
Anyone that does something like that. I mean, come on.
That's probably just the kids taking them.
Why would you want a figure anyway that's got like slobber and probably been in like a 50 kids' mouths and got like booger on it and stuff? I just
Been chewed on.
Again, it's those people that steal, and don't ask me.
Yeah, I don't know. Real quick, going back to the Masterpiece Star Saber, I'm just curious, how do you guys feel as far as, do you think that is now the masterpiece to acquire that's coming out? I mean, we've talked a lot about Ultra Magnus and, you know, Bumblebee, Wheeljack, but now it seems like we got a prototype of Star Saber that seems to be like, oh, I want.
That's going to be one of those Transformers that literally, if you don't get it, you're never going to get it. Because either, one, you're going to have to pay eBay prices, and if you're watching this video, for the guys that are in this room right now, you're all pretty smart guys. You know not to give in to those scalpers, so you're not going to go through that route. So, all right, wherever you're from. So, yeah, you have to buy it. And it'll probably be one of those things like, you gotta have your finger on the button before it even gets sort of pre-order sort of thing. I guarantee that thing is going to sell like pre-order. I would say that's the most highly anticipated masterpiece figure probably to ever come out. And this is coming from a guy which I am probably going to get shot. I'm always looking over my shoulder here, just things I say on the show. But I have no real connection with Victory Saber. I don't know hardly anything about
I'll boot you right now.
But I don't have like
Unicron
any
trilogy lover.
I love all series, but as in that character and the whole Japanese side of it, I don't have much attachment apart from obviously God Genrai. But I mean, God, you cannot deny. Just even take Transformers out of the equation. Just a lover of plastic play, basically, that came out wrong, but you know what I mean. Is even if you're a love of toys, I mean, that thing just looks awesome. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's just like black/grey, whatever you want to call it, but you can tell, just looking over, like, how neat the design is. You can tell, like, it's not say for example you see Transformers out there, and then it's like, say if it has like an alt mode as a plane, it's like it makes it so obvious, but it's so nicely compact in his chest. You can just like see like the wing parts and like different parts of his leg, and like you can kind of imagine why it folds, but no idea can you really, well, from a second point of view, if you've never owned a previous figure, you can't really see how it transforms, which is I like. You look at Magnus, you look straight at his legs, and you're like, right, well, that's that, that's that, that's that. His chest, yeah, that's going to be like the front of the cab section and stuff like that. But looking at this, it doesn't look like it transforms, which is pretty much, that's the whole point. That's the amazing part of it. It's so streamlined. So yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things that you really need to look out for. I'll probably end up getting one myself.
Yeah, I completely agree. You know, I'm not I'm not huge into collecting Masterpiece. I mean, I would if I could afford it more. But yeah, that would be definitely the one I would get over any of them. I mean, just not seeing the series, not knowing much about Star Saber, it just looks, it catches your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really going to be cool that it might make fans of the, create some more fans for the show, for Victory and all. But also we have to remember that this might, most likely is going to be the first combiner, because he combines with Victory Leo. So, a lot of people might consider that and picking this guy up just for the sheer fact that once Victory Leo does come out, unless they're going to re-release Star Saber again, those Star Sabers are going to go for a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Sell like hotcakes.
Don't forget that he's also the fan-voted figure. Yeah. So there's already was huge hype behind this, because all those people that were able to vote were, car buyers. They bought all the Ghost stuff, and like even way back then, Dakota was saying, I kind of want to buy some Ghost stuff just so I can vote on this thing, and I think he was going to pick one of his, his Beast Wars instead. But still, there's people on Twitter that have told me that I'm not even a Transformer collector, or not really that much into it. They're more Masters of the Universe or G.I. Joe or whatever they're into. But they're like, and I really don't have any Masterpiece stuff, but I'm getting this.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks so awesome, and them not even being like huge. Some of them aren't really huge Transformer fans. Some of them are, but they're kind of like, I'm into everything. That they even own the previous, the vintage one previously, to where they're like, this kind of fills that spot. And whenever you look at this figure, I also think that, collectors, like, I'm a G1 collector, so I'm going to want the vintage and also the Masterpiece. But there's going to be a lot of people out there that are like, okay, vintage one, about, whatever, $500, or Masterpiece, whatever, $250. It's like going to be like half the price. It's a lot cheaper, to where they're like, okay, I can get one, I can go the cheaper route, and it's the Masterpiece.
Yeah.
So I'm getting everything that I wanted. It's not a brick. It can actually move around. It can pose. It has all these little features. So they're going to go that route, and hopefully this also kind of decreases, makes prices fall a little bit on some of the vintage stuff.
Yeah.
If it sells well, maybe they'll do more Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
Some more Japanese stuff rather than just American seasons 1 to 2.
So I found out that I can indeed do pictures and video for the custom class. Yeah.
So I won't be a liar. Nice.
As long as I don't try to record the whole thing, which I don't plan on doing. So.
Cool.
Edit that sucker out.
Yeah. That be's the plan.
I don't think we need a 8-hour video on YouTube.
I don't have enough batteries or battery space for that.
Right on. Any other stuff from this Cybercast, like Maki Toys' Utopia, $400. Y'all pre-ordering 2, 3?
I'm getting like 10 of them.
Nice.
I would build a super city.
I would really like to pick one up. Just depends on how money is in October.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to be using about $350, which is my August paycheck for the subscription service 3.0.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, so
hoping
that's
it's
popping
not
up then too, huh?
as bad as
Let's just
this
hope this
last
next one
was.
goes.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll find out what, Thursday, Friday?
Saturday or whenever the club roundtable is.
Okay.
So it won't be Thursday, but I don't know. I heard a rumor as to what one would be from a guy that knows some people and some things, and it's not. It's like so far it looks like it's not Beast Wars Uprising, which sucks.
Could be next year's box set. You never know.
Well, kind of. I do, and it's not.
Oh, we're twisting Dakota's arm. Will he
Yeah.
reveal some information
You are
or
breathing
not?
fire down my throat right now, and that's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, it's just
You knew
deny-
that, then we're never going to talk about stuff again, ever again. Like, we know all the TFCon exclusives. We know the BotCon exclusives for like the next 2 years.
See, I don't even know
You
that.
start revealing that stuff, then and telling everybody, especially on air, then no one's ever going to tell us stuff again.
Well, let's just deny the viewers.
That's exactly what.
Stop broadcast right now. And or we'll just go to a black screen. You guys can talk.
There's like no audio. We just get in chat and start talking about it.
Or everyone just mute. Or no, if we mute, never mind. We mute the no.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You don't know how to use the mute button anyway,
Yeah.
Dalton, so I don't know why you're
Yep.
Oh my god. That's not even my fault.
Can't let a dog
mute.
die.
I clicked mute, but it delayed and muted after I got done saying what I was saying.
The computer
Oh,
hates you.
dude, don't make
it wanted you to say
No,
what you
because
the
when I
computer's
got
fault.
when I sat back, I was talking to you guys saying that I thought I had muted, but there was no sound, so it
Now you
delayed
thought you
after
did it. What's the real story here, Dalton?
I clicked mute.
All right.
I was
Let's
sure I
move
muted
on.
it.
Any other BotCon topics you guys want to kind of talk on? Anything? I mean, there's 4 of us going.
Well,
Sorry, Charles. Sorry, Chris. You could fly over, Chris. And
Yeah.
what
Charles.
I'm
We'll let you room with us.
free of charge too. If you decided just, I'm going to buy a plane ticket. I'm on my way, and just be there. I'd be like, okay, cool. I'll buy all your
I
food
found a
too.
really economic way of doing it. If I swim over, knowing the amount of stuff he's going to buy, I can probably
by the
fit
time you get
suitcase
over
on the
here,
way
June will
there.
be over.
Yeah, dude, it'd be BotCon 2015 then.
Yeah.
Might make it for TFCon.
I'd be on time, just not this time.
Would you get trapped on an island and talk to us all, or not a softball, a volleyball?
There you go.
Name it
Can I
Willis.
call him Wilson and rip off the movie as well?
Oh, that's right. His name was Wilson. I don't know why I thought his name was
I'm sold.
Willis.
I'm sold. Yeah.
You should just grab a Unicron. You can talk.
Willis.
There you go.
But
Grab a Unicron, sticks on the grass up of his head.
No, all I need on Desert Island is our 6 foot 30K
Why do you
G1
get that
statue.
oh my goodness. Yeah. You
We
start
all
talking
need
about
that in our
it's pointing to where you need to go.
Please,
You need to go that
show me
way.
a sign. Where do I go? Just point
So-
it that way. Thank you.
But what I'm thinking of how the souvenir sets are going to go, just by seeing, and with how the box set's already working out, I'm assuming that A-Plane is going to end up being the attendee freebie, just to round out, even out both factions of the box set.
Well, the factions are going to be even out regardless.
Yeah.
I think Flame War is going to be the attendee freebie to kind of, I guess, homage their original, their first, not only their original character, but their original attendee freebie as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you can have Shockrock and Ape-Link together. And
And then
never
Alpha,
actually put-
Lion, and who knows who else.
Probably
will
Flare Up.
together.
and then
I hope
probably-
Flare Up isn't true. I hope that's just a BS name.
Well,
like
if it is,
wanting to
if
have
it is, if it is true, I can assume we'd get Chromia for the custom class.
No, that should be fun for you, Dakota.
Actually, not Chromia for the custom class either.
Hmm.
Yep. One of them things, fellas. I just
One of the things we can't
one
reveal.
of them things.
All right. Any more BotCon, or are we just gonna? I'm gonna go into a new topic here. And
Is there anything in BotCon that you're like specifically? I'm pretty sure like all you guys are going to be like camera happy, but is there anything like straight away apart from the custom class you really enjoyed? That makes no sense. Are you really enthusiastic about going to, whether it be about a certain voice actor or panel, you know?
Also, with it being my first one, I'm kind of just excited for the convention overall. So
you're just going to be like shiny, 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 shiny.
yeah, but I do not have that kind of money though, so gotta watch my wallet.
I'll probably be the same because it's my first also. I mean, I'll hit the dealer room. That's probably a highlight. Panels, certain panels, you know, maybe autographs. I'm really not into. I don't really care about getting someone's autograph. So it's probably just seeing a lot of, because I like to collect rare things, to see rare, hopefully, I mean, I'm just speculating, but hopefully you'll see a lot of those rare things in the dealer room and to actually see them in person and not on a, you know, a computer screen and so forth. I mean, that's going to be pretty sweet.
So that's one thing I'm looking forward to, especially seeing some of these new generations figures, you know, in person on the displays.
Yeah.
What's dealer rooms like? Because I've never actually had the opportunity yet to go to a proper convention. But
I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's like, you've got, like, I don't expect them to be like eBay prices, as in, like, lucky buys and whatnot, but how do they differentiate, if that's the correct term, from eBay to that? I mean, are they fair on their prices, or are they straight up? It's like, off the top of your head, if you think of, say, I don't know, Beast Wars, Primal, whatever, it's like, if you say, for example, my money is like 30 quid, you go to a dealer room, it's like you will see 30 quid. Is it predictable, or?
It all depends on the dealer.
Yeah, there's a lot of the dealers that are like the online retailers and stuff like that. But then there's also a lot of your smaller mom and pop or even just collectors that have a ton of stuff that they've gathered throughout the years and bought several multiples of. And they're just trying to unload what they can, either because they're done collecting, because they want, you know, to collect something else. So they typically, I mean, they're typically going to be around the going price. Some of them are going to price it higher, and some are going to price it lower. It's just a matter of, like Josh said, the dealer in particular.
I dealt with where I bought my G1 Predaking, and he had that thing, you know, 100% complete. He had it posted up at I think it was like 350, 375, and I got him all the way down to like 275 or something like that. It was somewhere around there. So I mean, the guy was willing to come down like $75, which that's, as far as percentage, he knew he had it priced way too high. Otherwise, he would have stuck. He wouldn't have went down that far.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a Sunday buy?
Do what?
Wasn't that a Sunday purchase too? That Predaking?
I think it was Saturday.
Oh, really? Huh.
I think I bought it on Saturday. Yeah, because I walked around and I was looking for 100% complete. G1, I didn't want any type of reissue or anything like that, and I wanted it in basically perfect condition, like no scratches, nothing. And there were 3 that were in the condition that I was wanting, and they were all priced. There was one that was around like the 275, or I think he was like 300. Actually, was the lowest one, but his wasn't as good, or there was like a couple things loose to where I don't have anything loose, and it's perfect. So, you know, I just bought it, but that's the thing, is like some dealers, they're only a couple that they're pretty set on, like, this is my lowest price, and that's the way they price them. Now, whether it's really a low price or a good deal, or hey, you're still living in fantasy world, thinking that you're going to get $20 from Transformer Prime Bumblebee. That's you're crazy. So some of them will be like, that's the lowest price on that, and then some will deal with you, and you'll pick up Generations figures for like $10. To where they purchased too many, or they bought all these cases and stuff like that, and that's why
in the case of the Datsuns, they got the masterpiece and want to get rid of the classics versions.
Yeah. So overall, do you think the vibe in the dealer room is collector friendly? You can talk to the dealers and hopefully get a decent deal, or try and talk them down a little bit, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Some of them, it varies. It varies by dealer.
Okay.
Yeah. I heard from Megamis that a couple of years ago, one dealer got pretty irate and started screaming and yelling at someone for, I guess, haggling a little bit. Or trying to get a little bit lower. As long as you're polite and you don't lowball someone on a deal, then I think you might have a better chance of getting a lower price on something.
Or a bit like buying tips then. Is it like how many days does BotCon go on for?
Depends.
Yeah.
Wait,
for me,
okay,
it's
5
days.
To touch on what Dalton said, don't lowball them. The thing is, pay what you think you should pay for it. Now, if you're not going to be comfortable after you purchase it, and you're like, well, I don't want to lowball this guy, and so I'm going to offer a little bit more than what I really wanted to pay for it, just because you don't want to feel like you're insulting them, then don't buy it. Say, hey, this is what I want to pay. Yeah. And what's the worst they can say? No. Because the worst thing, the last thing you want to happen is if you're willing to pay, say you're willing to pay $50 for it, and they have it put it $80, but you don't want to feel like you're lowballing, so you're like, hey, how's $70? And they're like, all right, cool. Well, you know what? You might have even got them down to $60. Maybe not got it at that $50, but you got them even a little bit lower. Or if you're just like, hey, the most I'm paying is $50. Because you need to get all these prices set, that way you at least know what you're talking about before you even go, to where you're like, all right, this is what it has been going for here the past couple of weeks. This is the cheapest I can find it on great condition, average condition, whichever type you want to purchase it in on eBay. Put them on your watch list and say $50. If they say no, and even if they're like, well, you're lowballing me, well, who cares, dude? You're trying to sell stuff, I'm trying to buy stuff.
Yeah.
That's because I know you're referring to Megamis, and he's talking about, but he's a dealer too. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not a dealer. I'm looking it through the eyes of someone that's just there to buy stuff. I'm not selling anything. So if you're not willing to pay that just because you don't want to, I guess, feel like you're insulting them or have like an awkward situation or something,
you shouldn't be buying to begin with. But
no, but what I mean is, like, don't lowball is don't go 50% of the price on something.
Well, that is
do
just
it if that's what you think. Like I said, some of them have stuff way overpriced.
But like we said on the Cybercast, I mean, technology is your friend. Everyone has pretty much a smartphone or can do the research before you go into that dealer room and find out at least get a range of like cheapest to most expensive for that certain item. And then you just got to make a conscious decision on, I'm willing to spend this much, and try and stick to it. But if you don't, you don't cry over it, essentially. Yeah. But
and if they say that they're that eBay seller, then that's when you buy it on eBay right in front of them and say, well, you're screwed with eBay fees now.
There you go.
Is it a good idea to buy, like, say on the last day of the day of the run, the delivery room? What? Wrong subject.
Delivery room.
Can I buy your baby?
You are going to be delivering it.
There's not some dirty secrets.
You're not drunk, right?
No.
Are you a Papa Chris?
No, thank God.
Congratulations.
We're all so proud of you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, is it like on the last day of the dealer room? Is it a good thing to like say if you see anything like lying around, like just before they're about to pack up? Do they normally are they more like willing to negotiate on prices then, just to like, oh right, okay, well I've got to pack up like nowish, or this is the last day, so I've got to clear everything out.
As
Is
long
that
as
a good
like
tip for
someone
people?
from
Or?
Fun Pub isn't in there like literally kicking you out, like foot on butt and everything. Then yeah, I mean, a lot of dealers are willing to make a deal
Again, that
until like that's it.
yeah, that also depends on the dealer. Again, to where you have some dealers that are like my lowest price is out right now, and some that even though they will never ever say, because why would you? Oh yeah, I'll give you an even lower price on Sunday. I mean, oh well, if
Yeah.
hopefully it's still here, and I'll just come back then. You know, you because if you're just waiting for Sunday, there's a really good chance that that thing is not going to be there anymore. For
Yeah.
one. But if it happens to be there, like I said, you'll never hear a dealer actually say this, but some of them and most of them will go a little bit cheaper because they're there to sell toys, and it just costs them money to ship it back to their house. So I mean, they're going to give you a little bit there. I mean,
Not
just
a house; it's a storefront.
or whatever it is. To
Storage
ship
locker.
it back, to ship it back to themselves, they don't want to do that because then they got to put it out again and try to sell it again. It's where,
Sure.
hey, let's get this done and over with. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying that they'll, give you like way below what it's actually worth, but they may wiggle a little bit more. Um, there is no lowball answer, and even if you said, well, don't give them 50% less. Well, we went to Acon. There was this dude. How much was he asking for that banged up all box Fort Max?
Oh my God,
like
$1,300.
Wow.
$1,300. I mean, the box
in
was in
terrible
like
condition.
bad, horrible condition. I think there were holes in it, and you don't even know if the thing is 100% complete because he didn't have it out. It just had the box there. You can go buy the
New one
reissue
for-
Fort Max for $350. Actually, I think you can even get it even cheaper than that now, right?
Yeah.
For like
Yeah.
$279, free shipping, and he comes with a Master Sword.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what I offered that if I offered him 50% less, it's not really a lowball because he has the thing out priced too much already.
Mhm.
So that's another one of those things to where it's just be knowledgeable of what's out there and what you can get things for. It's an original. I didn't even bother asking if we could see the figure, if it was 100% complete or anything like that. But let's say it is.
What difference will it make? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it being an original, the most that you might offer maybe 500.
Yeah.
I mean, because as soon as those reissues came out, that price went from like almost $2,000 to it just plummeted.
Yeah.
The smartest guy in the world was the guy that sold his G1 Fort Max before that thing got revealed before the Encore. So there is no lowball. It's just you make a smart offer and something that you're willing to pay. Like I'd pay $500, but that's max on an original G1 Fort Max, and that's a good box, not crappy like the way this guy had.
yeah.
Are you planning on going to like auto assembly there, Chris?
Well, this year I can't just because I got way too much stuff going on, which I'm kind of naffed off about. But next year, even though I said this last year, I'd be going this year. But next year, I'm 100% definitely going. I'm just saving up the money. Pretty much just I've got at least half the stuff planned out for next year. Whether I'd be going to there's a couple of conventions in Amsterdam and Germany, which I'd really want to go to. I've seen like a couple of videos like people putting up and I didn't even know they existed. So I'd want to do stuff like that, but I'd want to get the money sorted before Christmas, before all the hectic like 6 months starts. So I don't have to worry. It's like, oh, a month or two away. I'm struggling on money. If I just get the money now, then just put it aside. It's like, right, okay, now I can just go have fun and buy some more plastic, pretty much.
Cool.
So I'm really looking forward to going. Next year being, obviously, the thing with Auto Assembly is kind of a hit and miss, especially for this year, because I haven't heard any hype about this year whatsoever. I mean, I don't
It's
even
just like
know
BotCon.
what. Yeah, but it's like BotCon. It's like all the big conventions, or say no, even Auto Assembly. It's like last year. We knew pretty much everything like months prior. Now it was like, well, it's in August. We know tiny bits of information, but I know a couple of voice actors are going, which are the same actors that go every year. So it's like, whoa, spoilers. What you actually get is in what was it last year? It was the add-on for Prowl for. Yeah, it might have been Prowl. Was it for Prowl or Barricade? For
Are you talking about
Transformers Prime.
turning the Viacon into like Barricade?
Yeah, yeah, I got confused.
Yeah, I think it was that last year.
That was that, but we knew that like 3-4 months prior, something like that. It was really, really soon before we even knew. But it's, like I said, now it's like we don't know anything, and
It could be good though.
yeah, I suppose. Maybe they're trying to keep it under sweet nut, but I don't know. I haven't even heard many people even talking about it either, as in like how many people actually go. And it's like you see like loads of different like Facebook pages, like, oh, so who's going? And then you see like how many people. In theory, this should be their busiest year with all like the 30th anniversary and whatnot. And every single year, it's gone on in Auto Assembly. They've broke their record for the most attendees, as in at that certain convention, but. Personal opinion and a couple other people's opinions is this year might not be all that, and it'll probably jump a year to next year. But honestly, I have no idea. But plus, like I said, I'm glad that I'm not really going, because if I was going, then all I would really see is, yeah, I'd say hi to Ben. But for what people like said that they've gone like previous years, like Ben being like the what you would call it, he's like a volunteer there, so he goes there and it's like, oh, hi everyone, yeah, okay, but I've got to do this. But it's like, oh, okay, so I'm going all that way, and I don't really know anyone really that's going. So next year,
Are you talking
I'd
about
rather.
Ben from Ben's Collectibles, or?
Yeah,
No.
Ben's Collectibles.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because he said he'd meet up with me for this one. He's like, oh yeah, I always have like loads of people showing up and whatnot. I'll go from there. But other people said, yeah. I mean, it's cool to like meet him and like hang out, but it's like it's not like a large group goes round and, as he says, like the whole entire day sort of thing is like hi, bye sort of thing. So it's like, well.
So it's not like
okay.
hanging out with us.
No, yeah. If I like went with you, I'd be like your shadow sort of thing. I'd just be like probably the annoying little kid. I don't know, but yeah.
So you need to come to America, dude. I mean,
Well,
like, it's a
that's
shitty
what I'm
country,
saying.
but you just need to get here.
Next year, I do really, really want to go, because I've always wanted to go to America anyway. So I thought, well, if I really want to go, I'd rather just go straight off in a bang, and I would probably go to BotCon. But again, I would need to start saving, like...
You're giving me an incentive to, like, go to next year's BotCon, aren't you?
I thought you were going to go no matter what.
I would find
yeah.
out pretty much around, like, December time if I can definitely go to America. But if I can go... then yeah, you guys, all of you, better be coming. And people
We're all not
watching
going
as well.
I'm
We're going to
again,
Auto
but,
Assembly.
I'm going to BotCon regardless next year. I mean, I'll have quite a bit more money to be spending. So.
I'll tell you that I'm going for sure in 2016, but...
Yeah.
Again,
I'd like to go to that Tokyo Toy Show.
Oh, I'd love to just go to Tokyo.
that would be
Period.
amazing.
Me and
Yeah,
James
go
just
to
save up, because I mean we get to go to Japan, and
Yeah,
then
oh,
also we get reveals of all the cool stuff as well.
Yeah. Rent myself
That'd be a better show
shipping
for us.
cargo container so I can.
Just to hit up all the stores.
Oh man, that would be nice. that was tempted. I mean, what was it? Protoman saying the amount of money he's spending on going to BotCon is like, dude, I could take a trip to Japan, get some really cool stuff, come back, and still have a great time. Granted, the flight over is horrendously long, but it's all good though. But quick topic. I want to kind of introduce this. If it works, it works. If it flops, I blame Dakota.
Yay! I get introduced to the stuff.
But no, I want to look or kind of take a look at all the Transformers animation series that we've gotten over the years, starting with obviously G1, Season 1, and going all the way up to Transformers Prime, and maybe if we want, we could venture into the movies, non-animated. But I don't know. But I wanted to just kind of take a look at overall the cartoon. Was it good? Was it a successful, as far as what they're trying to portray? The storylines, I mean, granted, they're for kids, obviously, but as they progress throughout the years, they got a little bit better. But starting with Season 1, 1984. Some of you weren't even born.
Well, Dalton, let's go hang out and do young folks things.
Let's go get your coloring books and start,
I'm going to get my Optimus Primal Color and Adventure book.
So stay between the lines, just stay right in there. But
I'm a Maverick, James. I do what I want.
Well, they can play with the.
This. Richard runs this, okay? Richard runs this.
Was it called Panini? The Panini.
Panini sticker books.
Yeah, and you can put on the stickers and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get one of those for Dalton whenever.
They made a sandwich you could put stickers on.
A Panini, nice. But 16 episodes. Food. Like, those Takara sushi bots are looking pretty good right about now. But 16 episodes, 1984, Season 1. We were introduced to Transformers.
Were we?
No, not really. Totally gonna just skip. We're totally gonna skip Beast Wars.
I mean, that's fine. We all know it was the best.
Well, maybe. Still, do you think Beast Wars would have succeeded if there was no G1? They just threw out.
You are so basically, like if Beast Wars were the first.
Yeah.
That's honestly a tough call. I don't see why it wouldn't, because I mean, transforming robots are transforming. Would Beast Wars have succeeded if it had the limitations G1 had? Oh God, no.
Story arcs would suck back in the 80s.
You have to move it up to 1984, where it's not about story; it's about
commercial.
Yeah.
It would have easily just been the worst series ever.
Finally.
The toy limitations from the 80s, or at that point, I guess, I don't know if you replace it with like toys from the 70s.
Yeah.
So 70s and 80s toys for transforming toys, and just the terrible like non-story structure, it would have flopped, dude. It would have flopped bad. But the fact that it was in the 90s where cartoons were dark and had an adult theme.
Yeah. Just think of G1 actually came out in the late 90s, had all the stories, stuff like that. But again, 16 episodes. We got the 3-part story arc introducing the Transformers. Obviously, we got the 2 human characters, Spike and Sparkplug, which I could care less about. And then even we got Chip. I mean, look at all the episodes that we got. Chip. Yay! Maybe that is the new incarnation of Wheelie plus Chip. I don't want to sound bad for that new animated pick that we saw, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the human characters in G1, but we had 16 episodes. We kind of touched on it in the topic show where could they have just left it? I mean, it just called it quits because it was like kind of like a nice wrap up. The whole from the very start, More Than Meets the Eyes, to the very end was pretty good. But the toys, though, the toys that were released during that season, a lot of people may know, may not know that we didn't get that many. I mean, we got the mini bots, which was Bumblebee, Brawn, Windcharger, Puffer. We got the Autobot cars, Barrage, all those guys. And then we got Megatron, we got, the 3 Seekers, we got Soundwave, we got the cassettes, and that's it. Optimus Prime, obviously, but that's it. That's all we got. Even though we were introduced to Jetfire, or Skyfire, we were introduced to the Dinobots, Constructicons,
Shockwave.
We didn't get any of those figures until the next season.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of odd, kind of weird. Good representation of, the stories. It seemed kind of weird if this is supposed to be a toy commercial that you don't release some of the product. How do you guys feel about that, or you guys even care?
I don't. I thought for G1, man,
Yeah,
like
Buja.
season 1, dude, like for me that's where it was at. I enjoy all of season 1. Season 2, like, is when I start to kind of skip to the next episode, wondering when something good's about to come about. So I mean, that to me, like, that was my favorite season of the G1 cartoon, and it perfectly leads the finale of season 1 perfectly leads into the '86 movie. Just even though there's a, what was it, 20-year jump or whatever, it's still the stuff at the end, the Decepticons will rise again, and then 20 years later they rise again. Like, that's where it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The best.
Season 2 is good, but how about as far as the toys are concerned? Would you have been happy if for season 1, if those were the only toys that we got, and let's say what Dakota said, we just jumped right to the movie. That's it. That's all we got. I mean, would you be happy? Would that have worked for you guys? No combiners.
Sideswipe and Sunstreaker.
They're there.
And Mirage.
Mirage is there, yeah.
Prime.
You also get Skid, even though came out a little bit later, but he was actually part of the initial release. He was just one of the short packed figures, to where you could hardly ever find them, and you started seeing them more whenever the season 2 stuff showed up. So a lot of people think that Skids was with the season 2 toy cast, where he was actually season 1. He was just short packed, and you can never find him.
And you get Wheeljack and Jazz too, right? As far as the season. Dude, yeah, I would be cool with not getting any season 2 toys.
So no Dinobots.
No, honestly, like, it's irrelevant.
Okay, Roadbuster, World, Jetfire, Mega Supreme.
Those are Bandai toys and Toy Box toys, so no, I'm just being a douche now.
All right.
All your Toy Box toys.
Let's move into season 2 then. Just curiosity's sake. More episodes, 49 episodes. Granted, the episodes are cheesier.
Boring episodes.
We got Autobot Spike. We got
That's how they kicked it off, which was horrible.
Making Tracks, King Arthur's Court, Child's Play, The Girl Who Loved Power Glide, Crim Zeke. I mean,
Hoist Goes Hollywood,
yeah.
Trax was a season 2 character, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Triple Takeover, Bot, Auto Berserk. I mean,
I forgot about Trax. Okay, gotta have season 2 toys.
The Golden Beach episode, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Golden Lagoon.
Lagoon.
Jay, are you talking?
There's a lot of bad episodes in season 2, but it also has you do a lot of backstory in season 2, where there's like flashbacks and there's a lot of character specific episodes to where it develops that particular character more, and then you also had some nice little 2 and 3. Was there a 5-parter? I think there was.
No, there's only 2-parters in season.
Yeah, I think season 2 is where they got a little overzealous with the 5-parters.
Yeah, I mean, we got the Key to Vector Sigma. We got the Fembots. We were introduced to the Fembots with Elita 1 and all that.
Yeah, with Search for Alpha Trion.
The Enter the Nightbird. We got. I mean, there were some good story arcs. The Desertion of Dinobots, Secret of Omega Supreme. We got DevCon. That type of stuff. But the toys, though, we got just inundated with a good amount of toys. Granted, some of them were Bandai, some of them were, Toy Box and all that. I mean, I'm not sure why they had to put Roadbuster and Whirl in there when they never even appeared in the cartoon.
I think it's
all
because
that
at the
kind of stuff.
time, weren't they appearing in the comics?
The UK comics, not the United States, not the Marvel, as far as I
Okay.
know.
Then that, I mean, it may have just been back when distribution was like same, or for the most part the same.
Yeah.
Throughout the world, and they just packed it in with the American stuff too.
So
Which weren't we getting Marvel UK stuff over here in America too? Like I don't know. Like I wasn't alive back then.
I don't remember getting any of that kind of stuff. I wasn't even alive.
I mean, it sounds strange, but I mean, there's hell. Like my local rundown comic shop has Captain Britain comics, so. I mean, for what that.
Another thing is this is when we get the combiners as well. So your Devastators, your
We only get
Minosaur.
we don't get those. Those are actually season 3 toys. Than when they were released.
I'm
I'm talking toys that come. Yeah, we see them in cartoon, which goes to my other point. It's kind of weird that we didn't get those toys that were released towards the latter part of season 2. They are actually part of season 3 with Rodimus, Ultra Magnus. That's when you get your Stunticons, you get your aerial bots. Kind of odd.
Kind of looking at, let's say, you take season 2 out, and it goes from season 1 to 86 animated movie. So, no combiners or anything like that. Do third-party toys even exist? Because their big kickoff was we're making TFC Hercules, and that was what kind of kicked it off. And they started, making. Now it seems like we only get combiners, but every once in a while they end up doing an individual robot.
I would say Fans Project kicked that off though with Warbot, because wasn't he like the first?
I think so.
Warbot.
Yeah, I think so.
Fans Project
Defender,
Yeah,
the first
that was-
original.
The first original full-fledged third-party figure.
Yeah.
Seems so long ago.
Was it, or was it like Nightbird and that Medic bot and RC?
That was Impossible Toys and Nightbird. She sold, I don't know how much.
I think they came out the same year.
Still don't make.
Yeah, I remember that RC came out.
Nightbird's
Everyone
a
was clamoring about
2010
that.
exclusive.
Yeah, so that made RC a 2009.
No, that's not necessarily true.
Would you like to
So
elaborate?
09,
I'm looking at it right
10,
now.
something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Okay, that RC was made in 2010. I'm looking at Warbot.
I think he would
Well, I
have come
got
out at the
us off
same
track.
time.
But
Because
the point I was making is the third-party companies that just about all of them, like even whenever you see a new one pop up, it's, oh, here's our combiner.
Yeah.
You take season 2 out completely, then you probably don't have combiners in season 3 either. It was that introduction to it and the coolness. Anyways, Jamie, move us on.
Defender came out in 2010. Now let's get down to a month.
Gosh.
It doesn't matter.
It does, because I'm looking at it. I'm looking it up.
All right. But season two was good. I mean, we got, I like the combiners. Even when I was a kid,
I have an answer.
I love that. Oh, God.
Warbot came out in March. The Valkyrie came out, or the pre-order went up in June and shit. Okay, so it actually released in June. So, yep, Warbot.
Warbot.
Another one down for Fans Project.
Cool. All right.
I had to know.
Well, now we're a little bit wiser. It worked. But season 2 was good. I mean, 49 episodes was probably a touch of overkill, but we did get the combiners and such. But let's go on to season 3. Oh, well, let's go into the 86 movie. I mean, 86 movie. I think that to be honest with you, I would have probably rather just had it kind of end that way I felt back in the day with the whole 86 movie and how it, started, and, we had Rodimus. They could have perfectly just called it quits right there. but they came back. Hell is that?
I was sure.
But I don't know.
And then in most cases, in the 86 animated movie, you have the introduction of Hasbro actually making their own toys. Because until that point, just about everything else was some other company.
Kids all around the world were saddened.
Well, yeah, and
Then we started getting these bigger, clunkier figures.
yeah.
And then the wars on scale started.
The what?
The war for scale started. Funky toys.
Oh,
The war for scale started a long time
yeah.
ago.
James,
Well,
I was around during the old 4K days, or whatever they were called.
One thing I really don't understand is, without changing the topic too much, is why is it like when did Power Rangers originally air? Like
93.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when?
1993, but it was going on in Japan in when? 70s, 60s, or 80s?
It
Or
was-
something related
Something
to it.
Yeah, related to it.
How come, like, with the whole like Power
Had
Rangers?
Voltron.
Yeah, I suppose that was kind of, yeah. Why is it through the whole Power Rangers scene, and then you look at, like, even comparing the both when they were first around, like the 90s, like Transformers and Power Rangers, is looking at them side by side, as in like design and playability and whatnot. And then you think, oh, right, okay, you give one, like, say, a 7, you give one, like, a 4, whatever floats your boat. But then if you look at, like, modern day Power Rangers or something now, is still pretty much, well, actually, I would say even when they originally done, like, the original Megazord, it's like, it was better built than some of the stuff, like, you say, the Supreme Megazord and whatnot. Yet you can see, like, the Power Ranger, you can see, like, the Transformers industry is year after year after year, as it's going through all these different, like, takes on casts and universes. It just, the design is just completely changing. It's constantly improving. Yet you see other things around, like its own timeline, around like the 80s or 90s, is either flopped or it's still going. But it's one of those things. It's like, I don't know, kind of like Ozzy Osbourne making like a comeback again. It's kind of like, you
let's
should
not
have
talk
just
about
stopped.
That was really sad.
But
Oh.
you know what I mean. It's kind of, it makes no sense as why other things like back from our childhood haven't really progressed yet. Transformers above everything has outshined or shown, whatever you want to call it, everything practically. Taking away the movies, taking that completely out of it, just design alone on the figures.
Only thing I guess I really have for that is I remember, because I grew up with, Beast Wars and Power Rangers. I remember having the Megazords, and I thought they were really cool because of my, imagination at the time and their limited, I guess, playability. Then I remember getting my first Beast Wars figures, and I was like, wow, these robots are way better. And then,
Yeah.
I just made a very quick transition out of Power Rangers, entirely.
Power Rangers is for like kids, little kids.
Hmm.
Transformers can vary, range, from
Yeah.
kids to adults and so forth. And I think what's also helped Transformers is the fiction. The fiction's never died, whether it's in comic book form, whether it's in a cartoon. It's also backed by, Takara. I've always asked myself, why the hell hasn't like some of the cool stuff from the 80s kind of progressed and to now? We had Thundercats that came from the 80s. That bombed. You can't, I guess, recapture that that whole aesthetic again, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I think Bandai did a horrible job on the figures. The storylines were good, but it just seemed like there was no support, and in the first little hiccup, they quit. Just like that. G.I. Joe is another one. G.I. Joe is huge. G.I. Joe, I think, was right up there with Transformers for a long time. And then all of a sudden, it just tanked after the 25th anniversary figures came out. Those figures were great. as far as, you know, you want a updated look of your characters. You got that old school feel with it being like the packaging and so forth, even to the file card on the back. And we got all of them. Pretty much we got all the major characters, and they were affordable, and it was really cool. But then all of a sudden, and there was no, like, I guess, cartoon to go along with it. Then we got the cartoons like Renegades and some of these other things, and it's just like, what the hell?
That was
They
horrible.
suck. And then the movies didn't help it, but we got more figures, and you know, you could pick and choose and cherry pick, I guess, but it didn't help either. You don't see G.I. Joe now. G.I. Joe won't resurface until another movie, which is a shame. It used to be one of those things that, oh, they're gonna pump it out. Here you go.
It's kind of like Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars will always be around. Marvel, DC, those characters, Power Rangers, because there's always some type of fiction, whether it's, you know, direct-to-home DVD, you know, movies or comic books. Everyone loves those characters. Power Rangers, I mean, for Pete's sakes, how long can it go on? It's the same formula. It's the same characters.
All rip off of Voltron.
It's all the same, but yet people love it, and people will collect it, and people just can't, you know, I need to have 55,000 different versions of the Red Ranger, you know, and stuff. And, you know, to each his own. I mean, I like Power Rangers. I collect it, you know, here and there, but wow, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, it's like buying a car. All of a sudden you get the 2014 version of Power Rangers, then by the time December hits around, all those are clearance, and we're getting into the 2015 Power Rangers, and it's like, oh, got to get the new model. Here we go, and we're just going to keep going around and around. At least Transformers, it doesn't do that as much.
Yeah.
So, but it's a successful formula. I mean, look at Turtles. Turtles is another great one. It keeps going and going and going, and it reinvents itself, but it's a really... Whoever does it all the time does a really good job. Playmates does a great job on their figures. The fiction is good, and people love it. I mean, my son was not around for the original, but he likes the original, but he loves the Nick version. So, I don't know.
And then you have toy lines like Masters of the Universe, you know, their classics line, to where there's no cartoon supporting it. It's all on the old cartoon.
Yep.
But there's nothing out right now to support it. And when they did try to give Master of the Universe fans a new kind of spin on He-Man, there's every He-Man fan that I know on Twitter hates New Adventures. Every single one of them. They just wish it never existed.
2002 version was okay, but
I like that.
Oh yeah, dude.
I want all those figures.
But again, that line was cut short for some reason. I just, you know, I don't know. Go figure. But
see, I wonder why that is, because you know that there's a huge Masters of the Universe fan base. There's a huge Transformer fan base, and G.I. Joe, and all these things. The Thundercats, I couldn't find a single person that said that the new Thundercats that they came out with was a bad cartoon series. Everyone loved it. They just didn't, you know, the toys didn't sell. They screwed them up there at the very beginning, and then people were just pretty much like, okay, I'm not buying these, and never gave them a look. I wonder what these like sales goals are. That are they like? Are they overstretching? Is it kind of like these TV series that you see every once in a while, where it's like, oh, Revolution, man, that show's awesome. It's canceled. Oh my goodness, you know, Crisis. Yeah, we're coming out with this show called Crisis, the new big hit TV show. Dude, they're not even done with season 1. It's already canceled. They're gonna release these other last few episodes. And it's done. To where me and my buddy were just like, until you get into season 2, I'm not even watching season 1. Because what's the point? You're just going to keep on pissing me off with this stuff. It's because TV series, they're all looking for Lost. That show. They're like, we want numbers like that and ratings like that. To where, is that what, you know, these toy companies are doing? They're like, look at our ratings and all that stuff and how our sales went, and just that made our company. We're looking for the next that. And I don't know what the formula is or what the cutoff is, where they're just like, all right, exit. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. For it seems like you have to be linked to a good, company like Hasbro, Mattel. I mean, Mattel with the whole Masters Universe, they have, the whole subscription service, and they keep it going for some reason. I mean, Transformers, it seems like you can do whatever you want to that series, and it's always going to sell. I just wish that they could have put more love into some other stuff. And
Mattel's been threatening Masters of the Universe fans for 3 years that they're going to cancel the line if they don't hit this. We're almost there, guys, and it's like you just need. There's a little bit of white, and the rest of it's red, and then whenever you 2 days later, whenever the due date's over, it shows like they exploded. The sales go, oh, you guys really pushed it these last. No, they probably hit that in the first couple weeks, but y'all's
I hate
marketing
those scare tactics. Those scare tactics.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I would say at least the Transformers Collectors Club doesn't do that, but the last month and a half has just been nothing but, oh, hurry up and buy your box set, it's gonna sell out. Buy your box set, it's gonna sell out. 30 box sets left. They're not gonna be there after BotCon. They're not gonna be there. People are gonna pick all of them up at BotCon. You're not gonna get it. But so I mean, I don't know. This is kind of the first year they did that, to my knowledge. So
yeah,
they're just really kind of overhyping it.
Such a strong box set year. It's so much better than the last year. Don't you say that?
Being my first box set, I'm pretty excited for it. But,
would it be kind of cool for a BotCon set to actually have a direct-to-video, to be part of it?
That'd be pretty tight.
Instead of a comic, just have a direct video.
Oh, they can have both. They can have both, maybe.
Let us have
a little DVD.
Yeah, just have an in-pack DVD if you actually,
like they did with some of those deluxe figures.
Yeah.
Like
a little mini DVD.
But with the box, that'd be kind of cool.
Like a motion comic with the voice actor guests for that year doing all the voices.
Yeah, that'd be
really
sweet. That'd be cool.
Dude, I'd be all.
Yeah, you don't have to do full-on animation or anything like that. Just,
We know
kind of like what 3H was starting to do with their Primeval Dawn series. There was actually a short kind of motion comic animation there. Remember that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
That would have been awesome if that took off.
I don't know why. That would have been nice.
The company folded.
I just don't know why they didn't pick up on that. I mean,
well, the Hartmans left, and so Glenn was literally doing everything by himself, and then he couldn't get things straight the way they needed to get straight. And I mean, people were like, "Hey, where's my Sentinel Maximus?" And he's like, "Oh, you'll get it." And then Hasbro was like, "Look, dude, now you're screwing us over out of money." And so they yanked the license. And of course, Brian Savage was like, "Oh my God, my G.I. Joe club's about to die." Oh, hey, look at something that can pay for it.
Yeah. I'm surprised that's still going, just because of the fact that G.I. Joe's not even that popular, but
we're paying
for it. Yeah, well, I know. We're Transformers fans are always paying for pretty much a lot of the stuff. It seems like I think they were paying for some of the Star Wars.
I wonder if Savage is going to pick up the Gym Collectors Club and just start doing Gym Con.
So we're going to be paying for that too. That'd be great.
Our box set's going to be $700.
Come out with that.
Oh my goodness.
Come out with, and I'm fine with that. And then I'll go to the mask thing too.
Mask would be nice. I don't know why that's one series Hasbro won't touch, except for they, alluded to it in the Transformers Prime series just by talking about it, and then the G.I. Joe, Matt Tracker figure. But they haven't decided to say, let's give it a go. Transforming vehicles, you got a secret agent with a mask,
Now, do you think that it would need to be a subscription service, or would that be something that you think that? Because I don't want another Thundercats, I was all into that anime. I thought it was awesome. And,
I love the anime.
But because everything was done right with that. I mean, story, the animation style, everything was really cool. But do you think Mask would be good enough on its own to support a cartoon? Because that's the way you got to say it now. Is the toy line and popularity going to be good enough to support the cartoon instead of a cartoon support the toy line?
I think it could because they have the Hub Network. I mean, Thundercats was a Cartoon Network.
And Cartoon Network is notorious for killing their shows.
Yeah. They killed a lot.
I don't think Thundercats are really that popular with kids. Like, it seems like 3 3/4 inch figures are slowly kind of inching their way out of the door. Marvel and like DC figures may be the exception, but yeah.
But I think they could, or they could just do, a short movie. Put it out there. If it, people like it, go for it. But I think, Hasbro could do a subscription service. I would buy into it. A set price up front. Let's say you're going to get 5 vehicles this year. The biggest one's going to cost you, let's say, $60. I don't know. And that could be like Rhino. And then you get, your other figures, maybe $40 for like a Jackhammer, $35 for like a Thunderhawk, $20 for like a Condor. And you know exactly who you're getting.
Up right now.
And then do it like Voltron, where you get the Lion and you get the Pilot, and they're separate. They're one's on a card and one's in the actual nice package with the diorama. Do it just like that and have the vehicle in there. You could be in attack mode or not. You can even have a variant where one's in attack mode, and if you get one that's not, there you go. You got them exclusive, and then you have the actual figure on a card with maybe a file card on the back that has a little introduction, their masks, their mask power, and all that. Slap it together, and then do a subscription service. I think that would actually work. I think people would pay for that. And if up front, if you're going to be paying $500 and some odd dollars, and then it's budgeted out, sure, I'd sign up for 2 of them.
Real quick, I don't want to get off topic of this, and it's just real quick, guys. I swear, it's just real quick. I just watched those 2 trailers that Chris and Dalton, you guys were talking about earlier.
That's how
Not
you say
seeing what the big deal is. Like, I don't feel spoiled. I don't feel like anything is ruined.
Well, tell us what you saw.
You guys built it up, and it was nothing. You see Grimlock like half transforming, and he's like sliding, and there's a bunch of stuff blowing up and debris around him, and then it's like, okay, well, I didn't see much there. And then the thing with Lockdown talking, he was just like, you think you're the center of the universe, blah, blah, blah. You guys suck. I hate Autobots. I'm a Michael Bay Transformer.
And it wasn't so much of a Lockdown talking. It's the whole thing is like it's not just wolves. He's got like other followers / minions who are basically terraforming.
Do you think that wolf is Carnivac?
Ooh, Carnivac.
That's a good show.
Someone said that it's a new Ravage. I'm like, what the hell?
Nice.
So, Ravage is a cat, but I'm thinking, let's be realistic. Carnivac, it's a wolf.
It is?
Everybody knows Carnivac, right?
Nope.
I didn't know Carnivac was a wolf.
It was a G1 Pretender.
I'd laugh.
And it wasn't one that was like a human body. It wasn't one that was a human body. It was one that was actually
I
wolf.
kind of remember.
And then you take it out, and then it has like a little robotic wolf in there, and you can transform him into a robot.
How funny would it be if like that little wolf guy just like split? Like he had a shell, and there's like a little bitty guy inside of him, and he was like, I'm a wolf, I'm a wolf, I'm a little robot wolf.
Or it's a human person.
That's part of the movie.
Oh gosh, I hope that's not how they're doing the Pretenders, where the humans are controlling them, and that's their Pretender shell.
Well, we already kind of seen a Pretender kind of thing in Revenge of the Fallen with Alice.
Can we please like move past that? The chick with the freaking hentai tongue.
Yeah, the hentai tongue. It's like Diesel. It's got a tinge to it. You better yak that stuff out. She probably impregnated you.
Ugh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Just stop. Ugh. Gross. Gross.
5 seconds of silence right now. Okay.
Let's go. Move past. We're at a dark place in my life. Let's move now.
I wouldn't mind having the Pretenders in there. Carnivac, Chain Claw, Bugly. Give us some weird looking
Haku?
monster dudes. Okay. But I don't know. Not bad.
I just want to see some headmasters. It would be really cool to see a modern twist on it. Done. If they don't do it like exact like terminology, like it's like let's just break him in kind of half and just compact him. It's like there's a head. I mean, as long as they make it work somehow.
I would love to see a scene where there's 3 guys in like an exosuit, and there's there's 3 transectors like at end of a movie, and they transform. I mean, like really. Oh man, that would be cool. But it's Michael Bay, so it would be horrible. It'd be like Daniel and RC. Somehow he transformed into RC's head, but there's no possible way. But I don't know.
Why is it that some of you seem to be chuckling? What's going on?
I don't know. Any other stuff you guys want to talk about?
Just
Going
something
on for hour and 18.
Something really just random just popped in my head. Just imagine just like Optimus turning around. It's like, oh, we should try out this headmaster thing I saw in an old cartoon once. It's like, what? Just grab someone. It's just like, right. Oh.
What the hell? Now I'm reading your comments. What the hell? In your chat. Jeez.
Oh man!
Oh.
I found my new way of just like letting off steam.
Yeah.
When we do these, I'm just gonna start typing stuff into the chat.
Oh man.
Nobody gets to hear it. I get to get it off my chest. Everyone wins.
God. Okay.
And everyone else is just laughing for no apparent reason.
Is there anything else?
No.
All right.
There's really
I'm
nothing
getting
else
tired,
that So, any other things you guys want to talk about? This is your chance. Open forum right now.
I'm kind of curious why iTunes only has season 1.
God, Charles.
Oh, Charles, what the F?
It just could have gotten off. iTunes has what?
Only season 1 of the original of the G1 Transformers. Like,
Is there
See
lame?
that chat? That's why.
It's on Netflix. Why don't you watch it on Netflix?
Yeah, they got all 4 seasons on Netflix.
Dude, you buy everything off of Amazon, Charles. Why don't you just buy the seasons?
Yeah, why don't you have the series, Charles? Seriously, I didn't realize that.
You just got Gal Gaigar. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't, gotten G1 in there, some other stuff. Finished the Japanese series.
I figured that'd be something you would owned like years ago, back when the first Rhino set came out.
Dude, I'm so happy about the new Beast Machines DVDs coming out. Oh my god. So happy.
Yeah. I already got them, though. So.
Yeah, well.
I don't have all of them.
Okay, to put something in the chat. Go ahead and type them, Felix.
Now people are just like, why are these guys just laughing like a bunch of freaking teenage schoolgirls? And you know why?
All right.
That's why. No one gets to see it.
Okay, well, we're going to end it there. So, thanks for the viewers. We had up to almost 12. So that was pretty cool. So, really do appreciate it. Again, we're here every Saturday. So we get to have all this fun. Well, actually, we're not going to be at next Saturday, BotCon, so.
We could probably do the Aftercast before we do the Cybercast, though, huh?
I was gonna say we'll just do one show because
Are
you know what, we're
guys
probably not
gonna
gonna
rely
buy
on
a bunch of new.
Internet for the hotel.
Oh yeah, I'm paying for the internet for the hotel. If anyone wants to see the comments that I left in the chat bar, just follow me on Twitter.
Gosh. But
Not really.
yeah, there probably won't be an Aftercast next week. We'll just probably have one, like what Josh was saying, one big, large castathon. So, but if you guys want to out yourselves, we'll start with Charles.
I'm Charles. You can find me on Twitter at Optimus4Prez, and Xbox Live is AutoCon365.
Chris?
You can find me on YouTube and Facebook in that name, and pretty much it's just all at the moment like World of Tank stuff. But check it out if you like it. Then subscribe to. Yeah,
You need to get Twitter.
Subscribe to
Just
Chris.
because you can say, hey, subscribe.
Yeah.
It's a new tech these days, yeah.
Dakota.
Primal Sabbath, blah blah blah. Primal Sabbath.
Blah, blah, blah.
Dalton. How you doing?
You can, huh?
Nothing. I'm just.
Watch out, party, mate.
You can find me on YouTube at DaltoniansTF Reviews and on Twitter at DaltoniansTF95.
And Jay.
You can find me on Twitter at NemesisJazz13.
Such enthusiasm.
I'm
Josh.
concentrating.
What do you call
You can find me, G1Hextron, on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and Xbox 360, and Transformers Legends games on your phone, and everything.
Russian mail over bride sites.
Yeah.
That's actually science fiction. So,
All right.
Facebook page, the G1Hextron.
Cool. And remember to check out our website, www.cybercastnetwork.com. All the news that you did see in the Cybercast, stuff that we were, talking about at the beginning of this Aftercast, is found on that website. And like our Facebook page, Cybercast Network. Check us out on Twitter. Follow us. Hopefully Dakota won't have anything on there. But Cybercast Net. And our YouTube page, where we're going to have a lot of this BotCon exclusive stuff. Be a subscriber there, Cybercast Network. So I'm James Victory Saber 77. Find me Twitter, YouTube, and I'm sure you can find me somewhere else. It's probably not me though. So there you go. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a good weekend, and we will see you live at BotCon next week.
See you guys there.
Bye-bye.
yes.